Cool beans. All right, so here we go. What is PMCC? PMCC has no option, so that's a no. Sounds like a plan. All right, so PMCC is a no. Next on my list, we have ET, energy transfer. Energy transfer is actually up next week for consideration. All right, so let's take a quick gander at energy transfer. Got two pens right here, see which one writes. Oh, they both do. Couldn't help but notice the premiums for next week were very skinny today in some of my down stocks. All right, Secretary, you got to let me know what those are because sick sweater, you like that, Vengeance? Yeah! Clean shirt, top of the pile. That's how I roll. All right, getting a little weird. Otherwise, I am creating bugaboos. Let me guess. DJT. Nope. WBA. Oh, Walgreens. How you doing today, troublesome child? All right, before we take a look at Walgreens, let's finish up with energy transfer. Okay, energy transfer. $15.83. The 16s. Nope. 16s. No. No to energy transfer. Premiums. Not very good. Nordstrom's. Ooh. WA. What are the 150 stocks that meet your 1% criteria, week rule? Well, Matt, I got 150 of them. You know, Ford, General Motors, AT&T, Nordstrom's, Macy's, General Electric, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Procter & Gamble, Globe Life. No, that's not it. Lowe's, Home Depot. There's a bunch more. All right, I'm going to the flea market for misting aromatherapy. All right, that's interesting. Sir, please, I want to be part of your trading investment group. Well, troublesome child, but you don't know where to start from. Well, I know where to start from. Now, Big Cat, can you talk about how you learned how to trade this method successfully? Well, Big Cat, that's an interesting one. How I learned to trade this? This strategy, I didn't learn to trade this strategy. I created it. Okay, now the reason why I trust this guy, he has monitors with charts. That's funny. So, I mean, I don't know where to start from. Oh, that's easy. Hold on. Let me read in some of these questions. AMAT, increased dividends today, but ratio still feels low. Well, I'll write that down. But let me answer his question. AMAT. Now, this trading strategy here that I teach, okay, wasn't something I learned. It was something I created. Now, the reason, what stocks do we invest in for weekly dividend pay? All right, Paul, hold, chill, listen, okay? Hold off on the questions for a little bit. Let me go through some of the criteria, where we got here, how we got here. Okay, back in 2008, my daughter was 9 years old, and she wanted money for this, money for that. Daddy, can you buy me this? Daddy, can you buy me that? Daddy, can I get this? Daddy, can I have that? Daddy, that. I just said, get your own job, do your own money. Well, that didn't go over very well. So at the time, I was working and making exhibits, and I had more money than I knew what to do with. It was a crazy time. But here's the thing. She wanted to know what I was doing, and I wanted her to be, to get her own money. I did it with my B2B price action. Okay, cool. So I had to come up with a strategy because she wanted to do the same thing I was doing. Please tell Jealousy I wanted to give her my jewelry case wall unit. So from there, it had to be simple because she wanted to learn. She was only 9 years old, so it had to be simple. It had to be safe, predictable, consistent, and no way she could lose. Why? Well, safe, simple, because she's only 9. What does she know? It had to be simple. That's the number one criteria that I had to meet. It had to be simple. Okay? Safe. What do I mean by that? Well, it had to be safe because if she lost money, she'd start to cry and I would feel bad. And I would hear from her and I would hear from her mother. And I'd never hear the end of it. Predictable. The income had to be predictable on a consistent basis. Okay? And consistent. Please. All right. Troublesome child. I'm going to be here until 11:30. We're going to go back and forth over a bunch of things. Just relax a little bit and make sure you understand how you started. Okay, first thing you have to start, you have to understand what is the stock market? Why is it here? Why do we invest in the stock market? Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you is the backstory, how we got here. Okay, my daughter wanted to do the same things that I was doing. Okay, she wanted to invest with her dad. She was 9. I don't even know how old I was back then. How old was I 15 years ago? 45. Holy cow. Yeah, I was 45. Okay, so it had to be simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and no way she could lose. That's the criteria I had to figure out. Okay, so I came up with 5 rules. Number 1, never buy something you do not want to hold for the long term. Number 2, never sell at a loss. Number 3, it has to have 20 years of increased dividends. Okay? Number 4, weekly options. This is where the weekly income comes from. The weekly options. Yes, Matera, I am 60. Okay, I was born in 1964. I saw a lot of crap. Okay, I went to school in 1970, was first grade, all the way up to 1982 when I graduated, 12th grade. Yep, I'm 60. I hate to admit it. My kids still don't want to go outside and wrestle with the old man. Okay, so let's go back to some of these. B-fish, dividends are so boomer, brother. Well, alrighty then. I have no problem whatsoever with dividends. Why? Well, because unlike Mr. Fish here, okay, I'm at that point where I don't want to have to wait for stocks to accumulate in price. Okay, I don't want to buy something for $5 and wait for it to get to 100, 200, 500,000, whatever. I don't. I want a consistent weekly income. I do. All right, now, how do you start? First of all, sell me some covered calls. Well, that's how it goes, B-fish. Okay, covered calls is simple. One of the simplest and safest trading strategies there are. You buy a stock, you sell someone the right to buy it from you using a covered call. It's a simple, safe strategy. Okay, so with that, I only want dividend stocks to have 20 years or more of increased dividends, because if the stock goes down, I want to make sure I get income over and over again. So in 08, you were getting good premiums and dividends because stock market crashed. Well, that's not the reason I was getting it, but I was getting it. Okay, because you have companies. Okay, hold on. I'm going to open up a few so you actually see. I can actually read them to you. All right. Well, that's interesting. No wonder why I'm looking at the wrong damn chart. All right, here we go. KeyBank, Halliburton, AIG, Bed Bath & Beyond, Cisco, American Express, Bristol Myers Squibb, JP Morgan, Comcast, Altria, eBay, VFC, Heinz Ketchup, Whirlpool, Baxter, General Motors, Pepsi, Ford. You know, all these companies have been in business for decades, increased their dividends consistently every single year, higher and higher dividends. Okay, so if I only get in dividend stocks that have increased for at least 20 years, if the stock market goes down, I'm getting higher dividends. Okay, that's the plan, to have a consistent cash flow. Do you like biotech investing? I don't. See the calendar behind me? This is how I invest. I take the top stocks and I put them in a calendar. That tells me when to buy them. It doesn't tell me who they are. I honestly really don't care what they do. Honestly, I don't care what they do. What I do care about is they consistently increase their dividends. Okay? When do they pay their dividends? Okay, so 20 years of increased dividend. All right, troubled child, you ready for this? Up here in the bio, right there, where it says dividend stocks for investing. Hello there on YouTube. Woo, nobody here on Instagram yet, which is kind of weird because they're usually on top of it. Okay, so troubled child. That's my biggest question about dividend stocks. All right, Shane, I have no idea what your biggest question is. You have to ask that again because these questions go by so fast I can't read them all. All right, troubled child, right here where it says dividend stocks for weekly cash flow. Click on there, my bio. In there, you'll go to a website. It has a link that goes to the 10-minute trader. Okay, there it is, right there. The 10-minute trader. Give it a second. Here we go. The10minutetrader.com. See it right there? The10minutetrader.com. Right up here. All right. So you slide down a little bit. Okay, a couple of videos explaining how it works. Down a little bit further, and after it expires, dub. I don't know what that means. Dub. Okay. This link right here. That's where you go to live trading. That's where I walk you through everything. And it's not recorded. It's actually live. Okay? Dividend Stock Talk right here on my Patreon. All right? You sign up on the Patreon. Every morning you'll get a Zoom link where me and a bunch of other people will get together and I go through all my trades. And after it goes EX dub, Maddie Babe, you have to really explain that a little bit better. Switch your screen so we can see. Well, I don't know what you mean by switch my screen, but I have 4 cameras here in front of me. One, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, okay? And then another one on Yahoo, on YouTube. So 5 cameras. Now, if I switch this one camera, which allows me to switch, okay, which is going to look something like this. Hold on a second. Come on. Okay. Now it looks normal, correct? See all the numbers looking right? However, it drives me up a wall. Why does it drive me up a wall? Because I got this camera going one way, this camera going another way, this camera going the opposite direction, and this camera going. So I got 3 cameras going one way and 1 camera not. It drives me up a wall. And I'm here for, I'm new here, troubled child. Yes, I see that. Okay. So I want all the cameras to be the exact same. So terribly sorry. But this screen here, this screen that you're seeing right here behind me that I'm pointing at right now is live on YouTube. So if you want to actually see the numbers, see all these little green dots, which represent companies that are on my list, do whatever you like. Thank you. I appreciate that. As I was saying, this screen is live on YouTube. Okay, so you go to up here to the bio where it says the 10-minute trader. Okay, the 10-minute trader. Whoop, that's not it. There it is right there. Come down a little bit further, and this is all my social media. Get YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, podcast, which I've been doing for almost 4 years. Okay, LinkedIn, Patreon, TikTok, live on YouTube. See it right there? It says live on YouTube. You click on that screen, and that will go to YouTube Live, which is live at this moment in time. Starbucks has it. Yeah, okay. You should have to get the right one. Okay, so let's get back to where we were, because we're not here to, well, actually, we kind of are here to learn. So let's do some learning. Let's do some learning, by golly gee. All right, that being said, what do we got? That's ALB. Now, I'm going off the list you guys gave me over the week, okay? This is all the stocks you guys rattle off me every day. Okay, so I'm going to take a look where we left off yesterday. JWN. Wait a minute. Somebody wanted to look at Walgreens. Let's look at Walgreens. Please show a representative dividend stock price graph before and after EX date. Really? Okay. Let's play along. Why not? Okay, let's take a look at this one right here. See right here? JWN. Okay? March 11th. JWN. All right, so let's go to March 11th, JWN. Why not? right. AWN. March 11th. Here we go, right there. All right, there you go. Before and after the dividend, okay? Now, the dividend, March 11th, right there, okay? Right there. My theory, by 10 days before the EX date, all right, and then you get out as soon as it moves up the equivalence of the dividend. Okay, and the dividend, oops, let's go over this way a little bit. JWN, it was 19 cents. Not a huge dividend, but we'll take a look at it anyway. All right, the 11th. Right there. 2 weeks before the 11th would be February 26th. You see that right there? Okay, the calendar 11th, 2 weeks prior to the 26th of February. 26th of February, right there. All right, through the 11th, right through there. Okay, so here's the 11th, right there. Here's the 26th, right there. Okay, you buy it on the 26th, and it's, what did I say the dividend was? Hold on a second. 19 cents. Okay, so the opening of the day, 2 weeks prior to the EX date was $20.41. If you're following along, here are the numbers right here. Here's the date, okay? The opening of the day, high of the day, low of the day, close of the day, and the volume for the day. Alrighty? So, we want to look at the 26th, which is right there. Okay, so it opened up at $20, see right here? $20.44. All right, now get out my calculator, clear this, $20.44. Now the dividend is 19 cents, correct? Okay, hey James, can I please, I watched your videos and 1% a week is not possible long term. Sorry. $1 Million Trader Dan, MDTD. Well, I feel sorry about that. You feel that way. Okay? You don't mind if I say you're incorrect, but I watched your video and 1% a week is not possible long term. Well, now I'm kind of curious. We're going to get to that one in a little bit. Now I'm going to just hold the question so no more questions come in because I'm going to answer MDTD's question in a little bit. Now, we're going to add the 19-cent dividend to the 2044. Okay, we're going to plus the 19 cents, and that comes to a grand total of 2063. Okay, so the opening of the day on the 26th, okay, was 2044. The dividend, 19 cents, we're going to add that on top of it. That comes to $20.63. How many days did it take to hit 2063? Well, it opened up at 2044. The high of the day, 2084. Is my math correct? Or am I in first thing in the morning and out by the afternoon on day one? Okay, if that didn't work, look at day two, day three. It just went up. 10 days before the EX date. You want to see the EX date? Right there, the 11th. Okay, 10 days prior to it, the 26th of February. It went up. Okay, you can pick at every single stock and you see the same thing. Stocks move up just before the EX date. Now, $1 Million Trader Dan. Let me just go take a look at your scenario here for a second. Okay, now when you say long term, what exactly do you mean long term? Okay, because see, what we're looking at here behind me right now, okay, we're going to look at one side. I'll leave one side alone. We'll just stick to one side. Okay, first week of the year. First week of the year, okay? Macy's, General Motors, Ford, CVS. 2.12%. Week number 2. Ford, Lowe's, Clorox, General Motors, Ford, Macy's. Okay, this is what I bought them for in green. This is what I sold them for in red. If you know how to read these, okay, I bought the stock at 141.42. I sold the option, the 141 option, for $1.70. That's more than 1%. Next one, Lowe's. I bought the stock at 214, sold the 212s at 367. That's more than 1%. Ford. Yeah, I didn't get 1% on that one. I bought it at 11.80, sold the 12s for 5 cents. Okay, that wasn't quite 1%. But you add them all together, okay, and it comes to 1.3%. Which one is it? Yeah, right here. 1.3%. Okay, week number 3. You're right. Oh, I am incorrect. Week number 3, Clorox, okay, Clorox, General Motors, Capital One Finance, Ford, Macy's. I made 0.85. So you're right. I'm wrong. You're right. However, week number 4, Clorox, Capital One Finance, Ford, General Motors, Macy's. I didn't do 1% then either. I got 0.9. Now I feel a little embarrassed. However, week 5, General Motors, Ford, Target, Macy's, Ford, Key, Ford. Okay, 1.03. Week 6, 1.06. Week 7, 1.9. Week 8, 2.03. Week 9, 2.32. Week 10, 4.63. Week 11, 3.9. They're all right there. Okay? Long term, well, yeah, I missed a couple. Look at this. Week 12, 0.9. Oh, that's terrible. But look what I did. Kohl's, New York City Bank, Nordstrom's, Ford, USB, and Kohl's. Okay, which one is this one? Week 13, 1.2%. Week 14, 1.5%. Week 15, 1.2%. We're in week 16 right now. Week 16 weeks from the beginning of the year. At this moment in time, this account right here, 23.46%. 23.46%. And I've withdrawn over 14,000 already out of this account. Out of this one. So when you say I can't do 1% per week, maybe you can't do 1% per week, but I'm doing 1% per week just fine. Okay? Now, am I going to do it this week, next week, the week after? I don't know. But I've successfully done it for years. It's for the fun of it. Let's go right here. Let's go to videos for the 10-minute trade. Go to the oldest ones. And I go to here, right here, 11 years ago.
Hi, I'm Tracy, and me as you being part of my internet lesson.
It's easy. 1 trade a month. Who can't do 1 trade? But you want to bump it up a little bit? Let's do 2 trades a month. 20 days. 20 days in the month of January. You can do 2. 1 every 10 days. Okay, so you get 2 January, 2 February, 2 March. Blah, 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 blah. 24 for the whole year. And if you get at least 2%, that's close to 50% a year. 50% per year. That's cool.
I was doing the exact same thing 12 years ago. Okay? Now, I have other videos in here. Where are they? Oldest. Don't. Where's a good one? Dividend aristocrats, blah, 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 blah. Dividends, understand the weekly trades report. Nope. All right, 2016.
Remember, check all your charts, check all the software, double check and then double check.
That's from 2016, that video.
These are the only five I can come up with the software. So you guys have a great day, and I'll see you during the week. Remember, send me any questions or concerns you might have, and I will.
Okay, what do we have? PX, ADP, PAL, CMI, and QXY. Huh, interesting. Okay, so I'm not 100% sure why you're saying that you can't do 1% a week. I'm not having a problem doing 1% a week myself. It's really not that difficult, and I don't know why you want to make it more complicated than it needs to be. Can you show real account statements? Then I will say I'm sorry. Okay, hold on 1 second. Monitor account activity, blah, blah, blah. Okay, here we go. Now, let's see. At this moment in time, profit loss year to date. Here we go. So I have 3 that I'm holding at this moment in time: NYCB, JD, and Albemarle. Okay. Now, my profit and loss year to date, if you can see the numbers, it says 13,559. Okay, 13,559. Now, my liquid value is 117,000. Do you see the number down there? Whoops. 117,000. That's what I started out with. Wait a second. Let's go back here. Whoops. Right there. Okay. It's all cash account. It says right there. Whoop. I started out with 117,475. As of this moment, I've taken out 14,000. And if you go down, oh, look at this. I withdraw 2,100 that week, week 15. I took out 1,700 week 14. Week 12, I took out 1,500. Week 11, 1,900, so on and so forth. But if you go back to the account, to this one, I got 5 different accounts. This is just one. Okay, 117 profit and loss year to date, which says 13,559. Okay, clear this. 13,559 divided by 117,000. That's 11.58%, and we're still in the first quarter, so don't know what to tell you. Okay, anyway, really none of your damn business, but, you wanted to see it, there you go. For some strange reason, you don't think that these are actual cut and paste from the actual trades. Okay, these are the actual trades I make on a weekly basis. Okay, Kohl's, New York City, New York Community Bank, Nordstrom's, Ford, USB. Okay, it changes every couple of weeks. 3M, Hewlett Packard, Macy's. I bought Macy's at 1937. Okay, I bought Macy's at 1937, and I sold the 86 call, the 19.5 calls for 86 cents a share, divided by the purchase price, 1937, and that comes to a grand total of oh my God, 4.4% for the week for that one trade. See, I don't see how you say I cannot do it. You maybe cannot do it because you're not paying attention to what I say. Rule number 1, never buy something you do not hold long term. No problem with Macy's, no problem. Macy's, no problem. Hewlett Packard, no problem. 3M, no problem. I have no problem holding any one of those. Macy's is over 100 years old. 3M's over 100 years old. Hewlett Packard, not quite 100 years old, but still a good company. Okay, Hewlett Packard. Let's take a look at that number. Whoops, where was it? Ooh, it's right here. Hewlett Packard, week number 9. I bought it at $29.24. I sold the 29s for $1.08. So I'm going to clear this, $1.08. I'm going to subtract the 24 cents right at the top, because if I buy it at $29.24 and I sell it at $29, I'm losing 24 cents. Okay, fair enough. So let's subtract the 24 cents from that, 0.24. My profit is now 84 cents. Okay, you want to argue? Go on, let's argue. 84 cents is my profit. I bought it at 29 bucks because I've already subtracted the 24. Divided by 29 bucks, and that comes to, 2.89%. Do I make 1% every week? No, I average 1%. I actually average more than 1% every week. But I say 1% every week because it's more than 1% every week on average. Okay, so if you take a look and count them all up, let's go from the very beginning. Okay, 1, over, under, over, over, under, over. Okay, so 15 weeks. At 3 weeks, I got under 1%. And I'm still at 23.4%. And we're only in week 16. So you tell me, if we're in week 16 and I have 23% from the beginning of the year to date, because Thinkorswim goes all the way back to 0 on the beginning of the year. So January 1st, my year-to-date profit and loss is 0. At this moment in time, it's 23.4%. And we're only in week 16. That's more than 1%. So, and I don't really need to prove anything to you. Okay? She says the nicest things. Where can I see your dividend stock names? Well, you can see them you can see them on Google. Okay? Go to Google, type up Dividend Kings list. 54 companies, Dividend Kings, 50 years or more of increased dividends. 50 years of increased dividends, year after year after year after year. 50 years. Okay, take a look. All of those are on my list. Then you can take a look at the Dividend Aristocrats. 67 stocks that increased 25 years or more. Okay, then you have the Dividend Challengers, 150 stocks that have increased their dividends for 25 years or more. And then you got the Dividend Contenders, between 10 years and 24 years of increased dividends. 300 of them. I'm new here. Where do you show your strategies? I show it right here. I'm not going to be able to do the whole night because my throat is really killing me. Wow, I can't believe this. I actually have pain in my throat from talking too much. Oh, that's horrible. All right. Thank you for showing that. All right, Wave. And you are selling covered calls for each one. Yes, I am. I'll even show you one right now, just for the fun of it. All right, let's take a look at Macy's, because we all love Macy's. Well, I like Macy's. Macy's, the last 30 days. Where are we? Right there. Last 30 days. Macy's was a 30-day high 30 days ago. Okay? I want one of these right here. These ones feel better. 30-day bottom was here on the 4th. All right, we went up 5 days. Okay, a little bit of pullback. Now, at this moment in time, we're sitting at 1853. Thank you, baby. She's so nice to me. She is. Okay, so the last trade of today was 1853. You don't believe me? Look it up yourself. Last trade of the day, 1853. The bid, 1835. The ask, 1875. So if I buy it first thing Monday morning at 1875, I sell some of the rights to buy it from me at 19, which is more than what I paid for it. It's paying me 26 cents a share. Okay, so let's take a look. Claire, 26 cents a share, right? Purchase price divided by the purchase price, 1875, and that comes to a grand total of 1.38. That's 1.4%. 1.4% for the week for Macy's. You want to see 1%? You want to see 1% gains on a weekly basis? Macy's right there. Here's the kicker. If Macy's goes over 19, I collect an additional 25 cents because I'm buying it at $18.75. An additional 25 cents on a $19 stock is another percent. So that brings me up to almost 2.5% for the week. Now, if it stays right where it is, I can do the 1850s. Okay, I take 25 cents off of that, and that's clear. The 1850s are going for 48 cents. So we take 48 cents. All right, now I'm losing 25 cents right off the top because remember I'm buying at 18.75, and if I sell it at 18.50, I'm losing 25 cents. So we take the premium, which is 48 cents. We subtract the 25 from that, 0.25. That gives me a grand total of what? 23 cents. I know it's not a lot of money, but let's divide it out by 18.50 because I already subtracted that 25 cents. Okay, and that gives me a grand total of 1.25%. This stock doesn't even need to move. At 18.50, it's already at 18.75. It means it's in the money. So if stock goes up, I make my money. Stock stays the same, I make my money. The stock can even come down some, and I'd still make my money. I don't see what the problem is. They're there. Okay, there's 9,500 different stocks in the stock market. Okay, once you deduct all of them that don't qualify, 20 years of increased dividends and weekly options, just those two criteria takes it from 9,500 stocks down to under 200. That's it. Only about 200 meet that criteria. Those are the only ones I want to look at. Yes, I am selling covered called Wow. Whoops, I got my Wow. Where did my Wow go? Wow. Thanks for the transparency. I have never seen anyone in this space show their statements. Well, I got nothing to hide. I'm at that point in my life where I'm willing to share what I know. Now, I know a shitload. This trading strategy, which I created for my 9-year-old daughter, gets about 50% per year. What do you think it is that I'm not sharing? I get trading strategies that make 200% and 300% per year. Okay. However, if you want to trade with me, and I'm offering the opportunity for a very small group, okay, to trade with me, go to the website and sign up. Right? Where is it? Right there. Okay. I walk you through each and every one of them. Every morning I do a podcast. Okay. Here's the podcast, Dividend Stock Talk. You can download it on any podcast station there is. Okay. Okay, half of my positions this week are giving me whatever it was. Half my positions this week are giving me a return. A few not doing nothing. Everything closed down this week. WTF? Yeah, is over 800 of these entries. Okay, I've been doing every day for the last 4 years. Okay. Very first thing I do in the morning, I do my podcast. After that, we do live trading. Live trading. If you have a question. Okay, if you want to see what I'm doing, you get to see on a Zoom call my screen, just like I show it. Okay, I don't hide anything. I got nothing to hide. Okay, I show you my screen. I show you my trades, just like that Macy's trade. Okay, they have Macy's, Nordstrom's, Kohl's, Ford, General Motors, General Electric, Home Depot, Lowe's, Wells Fargo, Capital One Finance. You guys heard of all these companies. I'm not doing Joe's Pizza or Tammy's Tambourines. No, these are companies you've heard of. Walgreens, Kroger, Colgate-Palmolive. Hey, fascinating football videos. How's it going? Wade, did you see Para jump today? Yes, I made a nice little chunk on Para. Okay, I sold the 11s. I had to buy them back, but I bought them back, and then I sold the stock at a profit, and I was like, okay, fine. I'm okay with it. All right. Can you see investment results over the last weeks? Oh my goodness, JC, really? Didn't I just show them to you? Week 15, right? Week 15. April 8th. April 8th, that was last week. That wasn't this week, that was last week. I didn't put up this week's yet because the options don't expire until Saturday. That's tomorrow. So once the options expire tomorrow, I'll know exactly what I made. Then I will post it. Okay, if you want to see my live trades, you got to join the group. Okay, Okay, if I give it to you, you don't have any value to it. You don't value it. So now, people who pay attention. People who pay more attention. Okay, I spent many years learning this stuff. Lost a lot, made a lot. I'm giving you a trading strategy here. No charge. Makes about 50% a year if you want to pay attention. It's really not that difficult. Where am I? Right, here we go. Did the bull run start? I have no idea what that means. Okay, I really, honestly, you guys are going to ask me questions. I'm going to give you honest answers. I don't pay attention to the stuff in the news. I don't. I pay attention to what companies pay a dividend consistently. I want to know when they pay their dividend. I use a dividend calendar. Every single stock I look at is in the calendar. AIG, STX, USB, Cisco, American Express, Bristol Myers Squibb, JP Morgan. They're all right there. Okay, those are the only ones I look at. Why would I bother looking at something that I don't want to buy? Rule number 1, never buy something you do not want to hold long term. I have no problem buying Bank of America and holding on to it for a few years if I had to. I'd prefer not. I'd prefer to buy it, grab 1%, and say thank you very much, and then I'll go on to Kimberly-Clark, or Occidental Petroleum, or eBay, or Halliburton. Okay? I have no desire to hold on to anything. The longest I've ever held anything was 9 months. I had no choice because the stock went down. What if Macy's dropped significantly? Well, MDTD, if Macy's dropped significantly, I'm going to refer you back to rule number 1 and rule number 2. Never buy something you don't want to hold long term. If you think Macy's is going to go down, don't buy it. It's that simple. Okay? Rule number 2, never sell at a loss. Why would you buy something that you thought was going to go down? Don't do it. Okay? Most people buy a stock and they'll let it sit there and collect dividends once a quarter. This is a little bit more active. You're buying Macy's, you're collecting a dividend once a quarter. Okay? If it hits your target to give you a profit, why not take it? Nobody ever went broke taking profits. Seriously. People don't go broke taking profits. If you buy it at 11 and it goes to 11.10, that's a 10% profit. Get the hell out, say thank you, to move on to the next one. Dividend stocks have a tendency to go up before the EX date. Okay, look at the dates. I got more than 10 on the first week, about 10 on the second week, about 10 on the third week, 4 on the fourth week, 6 on that week, and 5 on that week. That's just one list. I have 8 lists. Okay? I have the Dividend Kings, the Dividend Aristocrats, Dividend Champions, Dividend Challengers, Dividend Contenders. I have stocks that are over 100 years old. That's a different list. Okay? I have stocks that are held in ETFs. That's another list. I have Warren Buffett stocks. That's another list. Okay? I have high volume stocks that tons and tons of volume. That's another list. I have a bunch of lists of contenders that work every single week for me. Is that calendar chart on TOS? Yes, it is. Hey, old dog, how you doing? I did good with LUV covered call this week. Old dog, that's awesome. We went over LUV this week, or last week. I'm glad you did it. What are you selling? I'm selling you ownership in the Brooklyn Bridge. James, 10 contract covered calls. I'm going to try it 19 strike. What expiration on Macy's? All right, Wave, it's a little bit more complicated than that. Okay, you have to buy 10 contracts. You got to buy 1,000 shares. Okay, buy 1,000 shares at whatever you buy it at. That's where you sell the. I'm not telling you. Okay, I'm just telling you what I do. What position am I in with Macy's? Oh, I got 3,700 shares in this account. Okay, so you buy increments of 100. So 100 shares of stock equals 1 contract. So if you buy 10 contracts, that's 1,000 shares. You sell the option for someone to buy it from you for basically the same amount of money you paid for it. Or, in this case, I would buy it at 18. Right here. 1875. I would buy it first thing Monday morning, 1875. I would sell somebody the rights to buy it from me at 1850 for 48 cents a share. That would give me 1.3% for the week. And the stock doesn't have to do anything. Old dog, glad you did something. David Green, glad I can entertain you, brother. MO is a classic. MO is Altria? No. Oh, damn it. Yeah, it's Altria, MO. Yeah, I was right. Altria. Let's take a look at Altria. Why not? Altria is a dividend king. They've increased their dividends for 50 years. That's 5 decades. You want a good stock? Altria. 50 years of increased dividends. You buy the stock, but you got to like the stock. Okay, do you like Altria? That's the question. But a better question is, I like the stock. When is the right time to buy? I buy it before the EX date because stocks have a tendency to go up just before the EX date. So what do you do if it drops? Keep selling covered calls? Exactly. I mean, either that or you can just collect the dividends. You know, if you don't want to sell the covered calls if the stock goes down, just hold and collect dividends. The company pays increasing dividends every single year. Rule number 3, never buy something that doesn't have at least 20 years of increased dividends. There's only about 200 of them. That's it. All right. Altria a year ago was at 43.35. The high of the year, 48.04. The bottom of the year, which was in the end of October, that was 39.08. Kind of went sideways. The last 90 days, right about here. The last 90 days, we opened up at 40.49. The bottom for the 90-day period was the 4th of March. Okay, and that was 39.25. Okay, here's the bottom. A couple weeks later, you're at the top. What happens when you're at the top? And why is it the top? Well, you want to know why it's the top? Because you and I, the buyers and sellers, say, yeah, it's too damn expensive. Time to take profits. So we take profits until it gets to a new bottom. Then we say, wait a minute, that's too damn cheap. Let's buy some. That's all it does. It goes up, it goes down. All right, where am I? Yes, but covered calls can limit upside potential. All right, MDTD, really, seriously, if you're looking for upside potential, you're in the wrong place. Seriously, I don't know how to tell you this so you'd understand it any better. I'm not looking for upside potential. I seriously not looking for upside potential. I'm looking for safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. That is it. If I buy it at 41 and it shoots up to 50, I don't give a rat's ass. Really, I don't. Okay, I want the 1% per week. That's it. I'll say thank you very much, and then I'll go on to the next stock. I got over 150 stocks to look at on a monthly basis. I mean, on a quarterly basis. Every 90 days, 100 stocks, 150 stocks. There's only 66 trading days in a quarter. 66 trading days. Got 150 stocks to look at in a 66 trading day time frame. Okay, I look at 5 to 10 a week. That's it. If those 5 to 10 don't work for that week, fine. I'll go to the next week. Okay, next week. And it rotates one after another after another. I don't know why you want to make it more complicated than it needs to be. It was created for a 9-year-old. All right, now, to be on this platform, to be here, you got to be 18 years or older. So if it's okay for a 9-year-old, you got a challenge there, buddy. And I honestly don't care about upside potential. There's only a few things I care about. Very simple. 20 years or more of increased dividends, weekly options, and then I want to make sure the numbers work. Okay, I don't want to buy it at the high. I don't want to buy it even close to the high. I don't want to buy it at the low either. Okay, I want to buy it somewhere in between. I look at the 1-year chart, 90-day chart, 30-day chart, and then the seasonality chart. If those all look good, great. Then I want to go over here to the numbers. What am I buying it for? What can I get for a premium for the strike price? That's what I'm looking at. I try not to complicate things. It takes me less than 10 or 15 minutes a day to do this. You're just making it more complicated. Because if you're looking for upside potential, you're definitely in the wrong place, dude. Really, seriously. How many shares do you recommend to buy? Well, considering 98% of all my money's invested at all times, okay, I leave 2% aside in case I have to buy something back. If Macy drops, covered calls will be cheap. Oh, dude, I'm not going to keep arguing with you. Seriously. What time Monday are you on? I want to know. I want to follow trades. All right, Wave. The stock market opens up at 9:30. Okay. I start my live trading session at 9:15. The first 15 to 20 minutes, we do the podcast. Okay. Is what a wrong statement? Dude, MDTD. All right. If you're looking for upside potential, you're in the wrong place. That's all I'm saying. Brother, your eyes look like they need some sleep. Yeah, I got stuck with a nail in this eye, so this one doesn't really work. Okay? No, I don't need sleep. I have plenty of sleep when I'm dead. I'll have plenty of sleep when I'm dead. Sam Elliott said that. All right, so let's look at the last 30 days. All right, here we go. The last 30 days for Altria, look where it was. The 30-day high. Where's the 30-day bottom? Last week. Perfect opportunity to jump into this one. Why? Look at how much space we have between the 30-day bottom, where it is now, and the 30-day top. All this space. Lovely place to get into Altria. However, when does Altria have its dividend? In March. So it's not even a contender for this week. If somebody is buying 100 shares of stock, it's not guaranteed. I never said anything about a guarantee, dude. Really didn't. Okay, you're putting words into my mouth. I did not say those. Do you get your shares by cash secured puts? No, I don't. Selling this covered call. All right, let me ask you a question. Because you keep pissing me off, I'm just going to, block you from here. Because I'm wasting my time. Altria has a 98-cent dividend. Okay, great, fine, dandy. I would buy Altria the 4th of March. Okay, 4th of March. Okay, now let's take a look at Altria. At this moment in time, it's at 42.19. The 42s are going for 65 cents. You did not say those words. Yeah, no, I did not say those words. You're absolutely correct. I have been listening too. I'm sure you have. Okay, yeah, I did not say those words. I don't guarantee anything. The only thing I guarantee is death and taxes. Okay, I guarantee you a stock goes up. I also guarantee you a stock goes down. But from where? Yep. Christine Alley. If I need to learn basics like using those charts, do I go to your old videos? Do you have videos I can learn charting? Okay, Christine, it's really not that difficult. All right. Let's get back to Altria. Now, although Altria is not on the list for this week, okay, Altria comes onto the list when? March. Week number 12. Week 12 for the quarter. We're in week 3 of the quarter. Week 3. We're not going to be looking at Altria for another 9 weeks. But if we were, here's what the numbers would look like. 42.19 is the purchase price. Okay? Let me get my calculator out. Calculator. There we go. Okay. The premium for the 42 is 65 cents. 65 cents. Now, we're going to subtract that 19 cents because we're buying it at 42.19, and then we're going to sell the 42 call strike for next Friday, and that is 65 cents. So we take the 19 cents off of that. Subtract the 19 cents. That would give me a grand total of 46 cents. What am I paying for? Yeah, Altria is a decent long-term stock. Yeah, it is. I'm paying $42 for it. I'm going to divide it by 42. That comes to a grand total of 1.1%. That's more than 1%, dude. And it's Altria. Dividend King, in business for over 100 years, increased their dividends to their shareholders for more than 5 decades. If you have a problem with a company that's been in business for over 100 years and has increased their dividends to their shareholders for more than 5 decades every single year, you definitely shouldn't be playing this game. Seriously. And that's what all it is a game. You know? You can be stuck with an investment for 10 years without 1% a week. Oh my, all right, I'm done. Really? All right, have a nice day. I'm just tired of this shit. Okay, seriously, I am. Okay, if you feel like you're stuck with a dividend king that increases your dividends every single year, I feel sorry for you. I do. If you have a better strategy that gets you 50% a year per more, fine, go do it. Please stop wasting my time. Okay? Man, it makes sense. You don't like it, you don't need to be here. Any thoughts on YieldMax? Yeah, no. YieldMax does not have 20 years of increased dividends. Sorry, it doesn't. You make it so easy. It was created for a 9-year-old little girl. Okay, let me bring up the video again so you can actually see her. YouTube channel. There we go. It's worth 450,000. Yep, whatever. Okay, let's go the oldest ones. Oh, let's see a funny one. Where's a funny one? All right, this one's kind of funny.
There are 156 companies paying. Hi, I'm JC, and I'm the Summit Trader. In less than 3 minutes, I'm going to teach you how to make more than the average bear. There are 5 keys. Key number 1, there are 156 companies paying over 10% yield this year. There are 250 trading days in a year. That's point number 2. And point number 3, you don't need to own stock for a whole year. That's just silly. You only need to own it for 2 or 3 days. Point number 4. Point number 5, rinse and repeat for the 21st taste.
Okay, so as you can see, okay, it's not the sharpest knife in the drawer. Don't get me wrong, I love my daughter, really do. You get a monthly dividend. No, you get a quarterly dividend. Okay, I've had 100 shares of Para for 5 weeks. Up over $100 on covered calls, easy money. Hey, Wade, you didn't get out of it today? I saw it jump from 11 up to 12 something. Okay, I bought back all my options and then I sold all the stocks and I still made money on it. Okay, so yeah, JC Lynn, it was created for her. This is when she was, I think, 12 or 13 here, but it was created for her when she was 9. I think there's be another one here somewhere.
Which is the top. Hi everyone, this is JC from 10-Minute Trader, and let's do some trades. First, let's exit out of the screen right here because we don't really need it. We're gonna go over.
That's the princess. All right. All that being said, let's go on with the day. All right, you get a monthly yield. You get a monthly dividend. Some giving 70% yield. I find that one hard to believe. Coney, NVDY, MSTY. Okay, interesting. Coney, CONY. No, it's a monthly. NVDY. No, it's a monthly. MSTY. No, it's a monthly. Why don't I like monthly optionable stocks? Well, here's the thing. Taking a look at Misty at this moment in time, Misty is at $29.52. Okay, I can buy it on Monday at $32.32. Okay, so 32 is going for 65 cents a share. Okay, 65 cents a share. That is 2%. Okay, that's 2%. for 4 weeks. Okay, so 2% for 4 weeks, because they have one option is 17. See it right here? 17 May. 17 May 2024. The next option is 21 June. Once a month. So you're making 2% a week. Yeah, that's 24% a year. Great. But it's easier. This strategy calls for doing nothing except for collecting dividend. No. We're collecting the premium. I don't want the dividend. I want the premium, because the premiums are higher percentages rather than the dividends. Okay, this dividend here is only giving me this premium here is only giving me 2%. Now 2% per month, hey, that's 24% per year. If you're okay with 24% per year, I like doing 1% per week. That's 50% per year. Okay, so yeah, each one of those you rattled off is a no, because they're all monthlies, and monthlies just don't pay the bills. Okay, so let's look up another one. JWN, Nordstrom's. JWN. 1892, 19, nice. All right, so they are confused by your TikTok name. Oh, dividend stocks for weekly cash flow. Yeah, well, they are dividend stocks, and I'm getting weekly cash flow. It can be confusing. Okay, now let's take a look at Nordstrom's. A year ago, Nordstrom's was at 1704. The high of the year, 2346. Hey, LA. Oh. Well, we got Los Angeles. Cool. You need to come up with a name, because we got some guy out there called LA Soundwave, so I can get the two of you confused. Pope of Dope. How do I get access to preferred stock instead of common stock? I've never had that question asked before. Why do you want preferred stock as opposed to common stock? Preferred stock, you get to vote, like a voting share. Common stock, you don't, I don't think. Some things I never went to college for this stuff. If the numbers work, great. If they don't work, hey, fine. But I don't know the answer to that question. Really, I don't. And I don't know why you'd want preferred stock over common stock. Okay, I just buy the stock, collect the premium, and then get my 1% per week. That's it. I don't complicate things. Okay, remember, my daughter was 9 years old. It had to be simple, safe, predictable, consistent. No way she can lose. That's it. Okay, so as I was saying, the company was providing dividends to preferred instead of common. Adult Alliance. Yeah, Adult Alliance is not on the list. Hey, Al. How's it going there, Al? Okay, so the high of the year, 2346. Okay, the bottom of the year, which was in the middle of November, that was 1286. Finished out the year right around 18. I think I'm going to join the trading group. Righty. Yeah. Join the trading group. Try it out for a month. If you like it, hang out. If you don't like it, you can always drop off. It's not something we're going to hold you to it. Okay, either you learn from it and you make your 1% per week, or you say, all right, I learned something, let me move on. All right, so let's look at the last 90 days. Last 90 days, here we go. 90 days ago today, we opened up at 1771. Up, down, up. Then we have a 90-day top. Double top, as a matter of fact. 2190 on the 28th, 2191 on the 29th. How much does it cost to join the trade? It's $100 a month. For a beginner that have zero knowledge, where would you say I start? NEP was in the money. Bought MET for the week. All right, Al, that's cool. All right, as a beginner with zero knowledge, now, see, I don't buy that one. Seriously, I don't. Because you think you don't have any knowledge, you actually do. Because first off, big ship. First off, you've heard of Microsoft. You've heard of Walmart. You've heard of Waste Management. You've heard of ExxonMobil, you heard of Chevron, you heard of British Petroleum, you've heard of Bank of America, you've heard of Wells Fargo, you've heard of General Electric. Okay, every stock I buy, you've heard of. So that much you know. Now, if it is your own money, if it is your own money and you're investing it for your future, do you want to invest in Joe's Pizza, Sally's Sandals, Tom's Tree Service, or do you want to invest in companies you've heard of? Clorox, Colgate Palmolive, Procter & Gamble. You know, these companies have been in business for over 100 years, most of them. Okay? You know those. The only thing you don't know is how to buy them. You know what ones to buy because it's really not that difficult. Okay? When I say a list of 20 stocks that have increased their dividends consistently, there's only about 200 of them. Okay? Once you look at the list, you say, oh, yeah, I know those. As a matter of fact, you can even go to Google, download Warren Buffett's list. Warren Buffett's list sounds a little bit like this. You ready? Hewlett Packard, Heinz Ketchup, Bank of America, General Motors, T-Mobile, Paramount, Coca-Cola, Mondelez, U.S. Bank, American Express. Now, Bristol Myers Squibb you may not have heard of. I'll give you that one. Globe Life, you may not have heard of that. But I'm pretty sure you heard of Warren Buffett. Okay, now if these companies here, okay, each little green dot represents a company owned by Warren Buffett. If they're good enough for him, do you think they might be good enough for you? So if you know that, if you know, hey, Warren Buffett's a great trader. Everybody talks about Warren Buffett. If he's buying Bank of America, well, maybe I'll buy some Bank of America too. If it's good enough for Warren, it's probably good enough for me. You know? All you have to do is figure out how to trade. That part's easy. You open up a trading account. Well, how do you do that? Well, you go to a website. Okay, I use Charles Schwab. Okay, you give them a call. Say, hey, this is Big Ship. I want to open up a trading account. Then they're going to ask you questions. Name, address, social security number, bank account number. Yeah, because you got to put your money in there somewhere and you have to get your profits back. Then you pick up a couple of, what do you call them? Safe words, or what do you call them? Passwords, so nobody else can know. So you have the only one who has access to your account. And you say, all right, I want to buy 100 shares of Hewlett Packard. Okay, Mr. Big Ship, 100 shares of Hewlett Packard. What price do you want to pay for them? Well, what's it at now? Hold on a second. HPQ. Hewlett Packard is at $27.81. Okay, great. I'll take 100 shares of Hewlett Packard at $27.81. Well, there you go. Say, all right, Mr. Big Ship, you now have 100 shares of Hewlett Packard at $27.81. And then you say, okay, great. I would like to sell a covered call for someone to buy it from me at $28, which is more than what you paid for it. And they say, okay, let me see if I get this right. You own 100 shares. You want to sell the right covered call to someone to buy it from you at $28. And they will ask you, well, what expiration date would you like? Well, I would like this Friday. That is a weekly. Okay? And I say, well, that current price right now is 27 cents a share. And you say, well, that's a little bit less than 1%. It's 0.99. Okay? It's 0.99. You're collecting 27 cents off of a $28 stock. Okay? That's basically it. And then when Friday comes around, either the stock is going to be above 28 or it's not. And if it's not above 28, you keep all that premium. You say, thank you very much. And then you take that stock into the next week. You're still buying Hewlett Packard, but you're buying it to hold on to. You're selling the covered calls for cash flow. Okay, you're buying a good stock to hold forever or for however long you want to hold it for. Excuse me. But you're selling the covered call against it for weekly cash flow. If it hits your target, you say, okay, great, fine. I sold my Hewlett Packard. What's next? Oh, U.S. Bank, or well, maybe American Express. or General Motors. And then you do the exact same thing. You go look at GM, and GM is at $42. And you tell your brokers, hey, I would like to buy 100 shares of General Motors at $42.37. That's what it's at right now. And then when you do that, you say, okay, great. Now I want to sell somebody the rights to buy it from me, because if you're buying it at $42.37, you want to sell it to someone at $42.50. The strike price, $42.50. It's getting $1.14. That's over 2% for the week. It's really not that difficult. Don't make it more complicated than it needs to be. If you're buying it for $43.36, which is the price right now, $43.36, you can sell someone the right to buy it from you at $42.50, $42.36, $42.50, and collect $1.14 per share. That's more than 2% per share on General Motors. Do you really think General Motors is going to go out of business? Well, the stock might go down. Yeah, it might go down. It's been in business for over 100 years. Stocks only do two things. They go up, they go down. They go up, they go down. Look at, here's the high of the 30-day period. Why is it the high of the 30-day period? Because we, the buyers and sellers, don't think it's worth more than $46. Well, why is it at 42 right now? Well, because we're busy taking our profits. And once it gets down to a certain point, we'll say, wait a minute, it's worth more than $39. See, here's the low right here. The low of the 30-day period, 39 and change. And once it hits 37, 38, wait a minute, it's worth more than 38. So you and me, the buyers and sellers, we say, wait a minute, it's worth more than that. So we start buying it. What happens when we start buying it? It goes back up again. And then it'll do the same thing over and over and over again. Let's go back a little bit. Okay, so a year ago we're here at 34. And then it dropped down to here. We said, wait a minute, that's too cheap. Then we bought it and we kept buying it. Got to here, profit taking. Moved up, profit taken. Moved up, profit taken. Moved up, profit taken. That's all it does. It goes up, it goes down. It goes up, it goes down. It does not come to your house and wash your dishes. Stocks do not come to your house, make your bed, and put little candies on the pillow. It does not do that. They go up, they go down. That's all they do. Okay? Now, General Motors has been around for 100 years. I don't think they're going anywhere. Where was I? I missed some of these questions. Oh my God, I lost a lot of these questions. What stock are we talking about right now? General Motors. Thanks, buddy. Green Jay, no problem. I feel the same. Heard of stock, just new to the system. Hey, Christina Alley. Now, you've been here before because I recognize that name. Okay? Yeah, you all heard of stocks before. Okay? And if you have a 401k or you have a money manager or whatever, your money is sitting in an American company. Which one? Who knows? Okay, if you have 401k, you can call it the bank. Hey, where's my money? Oh, and they'll say, well, your money's in SCHD. Well, what is an SCHD? SCHD, don't get me wrong, it's a good company. It's a good ETF. But let's, for the fun of it, find out exactly what's there. Yahoo Finance, there we go. Here we go. All right. SCHD. SCHD is an ETF. All right, Jasmine. Do you have any stop losses for risk management or black swan events? No, I don't. The reason being, it gets a little complicated. I want it to be simple, and I want it to be predictable. Okay, I never buy something I don't want to hold long term. If it goes down, fine, I'll hold on to it. Okay, once I sell an option less than what I paid for it, that's where the risk comes in. That's where you need the, what do you call it? That's where the black swan event could come. And it came today on, hold on, which one was it? Paramount. I'll show you that in a second. But just for the fun of it, if you have an ETF, now this one right here is Charles Schwab ETF called SCHD. Okay, Doesn't tell you a whole lot, but what does it do? Here you go. You ready? All right. This is what is inside that ETF. Texas Instruments, Bristol Myers Squibb, Lockheed Martin, Pepsi Cola, Verizon, Cisco, Chevron, BlackRock, Pfizer, Amgen. Almost every one of those is in my stock list. Okay, so why would I buy an ETF if an ETF is only paying between 5 and 10% per year when I can buy the individual stocks, collect 1% per week, and get 50% a year? And yeah, black swan events do happen. We're going to talk about that in about 2 seconds. Let me get a couple of these questions in. Do you use a funded account? I have 5 different accounts, brother. Oh, 6 different accounts. I'm from Jamaica. Oh, big ship, cool beans. Something's up with JWN with family considering taking it private. Somebody bought 1 million shares at once. Okay. Well, what does that mean when they want to bring the company private? Well, that's their prerogative. Okay. When's the last time you bought any shares in Rayovac? Or Fruit of the Loom? Or Snickers, Mars, Snickers, yeah. When have you ever bought, or Wrigley's Gum? When's the last time you ever bought any shares with those? Never. You know why? Because Warren Buffett owns them all. Okay? He brought the company private. All those shares outstanding. Okay? He said, hey, let's buy some Snickers. Let's buy some Wrigley's Gum. All of a sudden, they just disappeared. Why? Because Warren Buffett bought them all. All right, something wrong with JW, and we'll take a look at that yesterday afternoon. Okay. All right. Were you in the market in the 90s, early 2000s? Yes, I was. I was probably the only person who got a phone call. You'll love this story. When I was young, naive, and stupid, I actually thought I was smart, but I wasn't. I put all my money into a company called Real Networks, RNWK. I was making money hand over fist. And then one week, it jumped up 15 points. No news whatsoever. It jumps up 15 points, $15 for no reason. I said, oh, great. First thing Monday morning is going to be profit taking. So I'm going to do this, and this. What happened? Monday morning thing shoots up another $45. I got a phone call from my broker. It said, Mr. Gardino, you're done. That was the conversation. Mr. Gardino, you're done. We're liquidating your positions to cover your losses. So I lost $91,000 in a couple of days because I thought I was smart. But I wasn't. But I learned something. Never did that again. So it's better to buy an ETH is better than to buy an individual. So that's not what I said. Oh, that's not what I said. An ETF, okay, an electronic traded fund, okay, or an exchange traded fund has stocks in it, okay? Texas Instruments, okay? Texas Instruments, Bristol Myers Squibb, Lockheed Martin, Pepsi, Verizon, Cisco, Chevron, BlackRock, Pfizer, Amgen. That's all you're buying. You're buying a fund that's holding those stocks. And they only give you 1.1%. Okay? The yield, 3.3% for the year. 3.3% for the year. I'm showing you how to get 1% per week. And you're telling me you want to do an ETF that pays 3.3% per year? More power to you. If that's what you want to do, you do that. Okay, I'm here to show you that every stock that is in this ETF is on my list. Okay, it's on my list, and hold on, where is it? Right there. It's on my list right there on the calendar. I will buy it. I will collect the 1%. I'll say thank you very much, and I'll move on to the next one. Okay? First week, I'll look at all these. I'll buy 1 or 2, grab the 1%. This week, I'll grab 1 or 2, grab 1%, grab 1%, grab 1%, grab 1%, grab 1%. Okay, I would prefer 1% a week. I would even prefer 0.5% a week rather than 3% a year. How does one come back from such a loss? I cried a lot. I didn't sleep very well for a week or two, but it's part of the game. If you think you're going to play this game and eventually not lose, yeah, you're sadly mistaken. Now, I did take my first loss today, but it actually wasn't a loss. Do you trade futures? No, I don't. I used to, but I don't anymore. There was no consistency, and when there was no way to time it in a manner in which it was safe, predictable, and consistent. Does it ever not make sense to do a Roth, since it's the only way to grow stocks tax-free? Absolutely not. There's a bunch of ways to have to invest tax-free. Okay, I'm actually in the conversation with an old IRS agent who's going to show us how to do tax-free investing. Okay. All righty. Oh, look at that. We're 11 o'clock already. Oh, my goodness. Ooh, let's take a look at that one. Paramount. P-A-R-A. Oh. All right, there it is. Now, let's take a look at Paramount for a second. The last 30 days. Here we go. The last 30 days. 30 days ago, we're at $11.10. Where can I see that calendar? I don't see it on YouTube. This calendar behind me, this is on Thinkorswim, which is owned by Charles Schwab. So you'd have to open an account at Charles Schwab, which is one of the biggest trading platforms out there. So you get an account at Charles Schwab, and then you download Thinkorswim trading platform right onto your computer, and all this information is right at your fingertips. And I've been trading for a long time. It's one of the best trading platforms I ever came across. Tax-free investments, even in California. I can't help yet with state taxes, dude. Okay. Work can happen anytime. How can you be confident in getting 1% each week? Oh, now living better. Okay, so let me ask you this for a question. I got a question for you, now living better. You ready? Here we go. If a company that was established in the 1800s, okay, there's about maybe 100 of them, that have increased their dividends consecutively for 50 years. So what has happened since the 1800s? Let me think. World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, the Great Depression, the stock market crash, the oil embargo of the 70s, the economic crash of 2008, the pandemic in 2021, Y2K, well, Afghanistan, Iraq, Iran, all that crap. Yet, these companies that have been in business for over 100 years are still in business and still increasing their dividends every single year. I honestly don't think that, So, Iran attacked Israel last night or yesterday, correct? I got out, jumped in a car, and drove to the store this morning. What did I see? I see the cars all over the place, people going to work. But they just started a war. Yeah, they did. However, while we were in Afghanistan, while we were in Iraq, while we were in Kuwait, while we were in the Bay of Pigs, while we were in Vietnam, people still went to work. People still needed shampoo, toilet paper, paper towels, toothbrushes, toothpaste, all that crap. Companies have been in business. Okay, companies have been in business for over 100 years. They've seen all that crap, yet they're still here. So if you think that the war on the other side of the planet is going to affect the ability for Coca-Cola to make Coca-Cola, You're sadly mistaken. Because Coca-Cola's been around through all those wars, all that crap. And you think we're having issues now in the economy? Did you see what it was like in the early 1900s, in the 20s, during the Depression? Okay, I remember the lines of people waiting in line a quarter-mile long to wait and get gas in the 70s. I remember that. I remember '08. I remember paying $4.75 a gallon. I had a double-tanked F350. Double tank. It cost me almost $200 to fill that sucker up. Yet, people still went to work. The restaurants still had people in it. The shopping centers still had people there. So if you think that the world's going to end just because a couple of people on the other side of the planet can't get along, you're sadly mistaken. Because if you don't remember, Afghanistan, Iraq, Iran, Desert Storm, that's just in the last 50 years. Okay? There's other crap that we have seen. Go, what else happened in the last 50 years? Oh, yeah, the pandemic. The world shut down. Not just the United States, the freaking world. There was maybe 1 or 2 countries that didn't shut down. Yeah. Tootsies, noodles, and I'm taking a walk. And alrighty then. The wheel keeps on turning. You're absolutely right. Okay? The world's going to keep on progressing. Okay? People are still going to buy toilet paper. They're still going to get paper towels. They're still going to use dish soap, shampoo, conditioner, toothpaste, toothbrushes. They're still going to get all that crap. Okay? They're still going to put gas in their car, even at $5.75 a gallon. They're still going to fill it up and go to work. SBNY. Let's follow. It is exciting. But it is what it is. Okay, so here's where I took a loss. You guys ready for this? This was today. The 30-day high was 1380. That was on the 3rd. The 30-day low was on the 10th, 5 days later. All right, thanks, GS. Okay, she went up, pulled back. You know, going up, profit taking. You can look at it however you want. Okay, started out here, went it up here. What happened? Oh, there's profit. Let me take my profit. It ain't a profit until you take it. Okay? Alrighty. So it ain't a profit until you take it. That's just plain and simple. Okay, goes over and look, that 30-day high. What are you going to get at 30-day high? You're going to get profit taking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days profit taking. Then it got to the 30-day bottom. Okay? 30-day bottom. What happens on 30-day bottom? You're going to have accumulation. People say, wait a minute, that's too cheap for that company. So they start buying. So they did profit taking. And they did again. Look what happened here. Okay, yesterday, Thursday, it closed at 11.97. Now, I sold the calls at 11. So if the stock was above 11, I'd be called out. Now, I bought the stock at 11.97. I didn't think it was going to recover the way it did. I certainly wasn't expecting that to happen, but it did. So what did I do? Okay, now I had over 3,000 shares at 11.90, I think it was. Hold on a second. Paramount. Well, yeah, it got sold. There it is. Paramount, yep. I bought it at 11. Oh, wait a minute. Here it is. EARA. And I want to go back 30 days. There we go. Paramount. Tra-la-la. All right. So I got 1,000 shares at Paramount at 11.36. I sold the 11.50s at 20 cents, made over 1%. Okay, great. The next week, I bought another 2,000 shares at 11.80. I sold the 12s at 17 cents, made over 1%. You bought at 10.80. Hey, LA Sound Waves. Hey, LA, there's another guy here from LA. He's trying to use your name, dude. Anyway, so I sold, got 17 cents, over 1%. Sold again, got over 1%. Sold again, got over 3%. Okay, Then I bought a bunch more, sold them for 10. Right, here we go. Where is it? Right here. Okay, on the 17th, which was a couple of days ago. Whoops, wait a minute. I want to look at PARA. What was that? That was the 17th. When is the 17th? 17th. That was today. Wait a second. That's not right. Are you getting twisky? Absolutely. Yeah, LA, there's someone else here from Los Angeles. His name is Los Angeles. All right, but he's on here tonight. So anyway, I bought it at 11.80. Okay? I sold the 11s, which means I'm losing 80 cents a share. And the stock, as you can plainly see, did a black swan event. What is that? Well, it closed yesterday at 10.97. It opened up this morning at just around 12, which means I would be losing money. So here's what I did. I went in and I sold that option that I sold. I went and I bought it back. Because you can do that. You can buy, if I sold it for 10 cents, which was not 1%, because I got over 2% last week, over 1%, all right? Then I bought it back, and then I sold all the stocks at the higher price. I still made money on it, okay? And that's the idea of the whole thing. The idea is to consistently make a 1% profit or more per week. Now, we're at 11 o'clock. Let's absolutely sure. Okay, so next, let's take a look at another one. Oh, do we want to take some more questions? Do we have any more questions? All right. Hey, LA Sound Waves, you bought it at 10. You sold the 1050s. I was in the money. Sold the 1150s. Okay, that's cool. Okay, no more questions? Okay. When is the IRA coming on the live? Well, we're only in talks at the moment. Okay, because she wants me to help her get more clients. I said, wow, I get over 10,000 people stopping by every night, asking questions. Well, how do I get away from taxes? I don't understand how you lost money on the no losing strategy. All right, Mike, I didn't lose money. What I'm trying to say is, okay, I bought it at 11.80 and I sold the 11 calls. All right, I sold the 11 calls for 10 cents a share. Had I not bought them back this morning or this afternoon, I would have lost. Now, I did sell the stocks. Well, I did buy it back. Okay, I sold it for 10 cents a share. And I had to buy, what did I buy it back at? Hold on. Okay. Okay, see right down here on the 17th, which was Monday or Tuesday, I sold it for 10 cents a share. All right, I sold it at 10 cents a share. I had to buy it back at 143 cents a share. That's my loss right there. Okay, I sold it at 10 cents and I bought it for $1.43. But when I bought it back at $1.43, I sold the stock at $12.42, which is more than I paid for the stock. It's all about the numbers there, Mike. Are you a big Slipknot fan? Nope, not at all. Why you choose options instead of stocks? Well, because options give me a safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Stocks don't. I know Big Ship thinks you're a millionaire, but what they don't know is what you get to live off of your profits. Yes, that is true, Jacqueline. Thank you. Blade, when options get to target, does it sell automatically or are you okay to sell? That's exactly why I do it. If I buy, hold on, let's go back to Macy's because I like Macy's. Macy's is fun. You're welcome. Thank you, Miss Jacqueline. Oh, why didn't the person that bought the option buy them from you? Well, here's the thing, okay? When you buy an option, you're buying it for several different reasons. Hi, just new to dividend stuff, dividend thing. What do you recommend stocks for dividends? All right, Chris, you're new here. I would suggest you just sit and chill and just absorb some information. Better yet, you better off coming tomorrow because I'm about ready to wrap up. I wrap up at 11:30. I've been here since 9. Okay, so David, this is for you. Why didn't the person who bought the option buy them from you? Okay, so here's the thing. Now, when people buy an option, they buy it for different reasons. Okay, maybe they want to buy the stock at a certain price by a certain time because they think the stock is going to go up and they want to be able to buy the stock at a discount. That's one reason. Another reason is they buy the option hoping that the stock goes up and they will take the appreciated value of the option, not the stock, just the option. Because as the stock moves up, the option price moves up also, but exponentially different. Is futures better than Forex? Can't answer that question. Shutting down for the night. I'm going to sleep now. Best of fortune. Yay! Thank you, Miss Jacqueline. All right, that being said, okay, makes sense. Thanks. Yeah, because everyone does things for certain reasons. I buy stocks not looking for price escalation. I look to use them as leverage to sell options against them so I get that safe, predictable income. Anyway, where are we? Oh, so let's go back to Macy's so I can show it to you. So Macy's, oh, it's almost time for a new mouse. New mouse. Okay, so here's Macy's right here. Okay, we got a 30-day high 30 days ago. 30 days ago, we're at the 30-day high. What's the best dividend stock? Well, for me this year so far, it's Macy's. So far. Okay, the 30-day high was 30 days ago. It drops for 2 weeks to make a double 30-day bottom right here on the 6th and 7th. Okay, she goes up, pulls back, and goes up again. Right now, she's sitting at 1853. Now you ask yourself a question. Macy's has been in business for over 100 years. We've all seen the Macy's Day parades. Okay, Thanksgiving, New Year's, Christmas. They have like 3 or 4 parades a year. Well, it's great listening to you. Really good stuff. Thank you for sharing. Hey, way to go. Now living better. Way to go. So that being said, okay, do you like me? So here's the questions you got to ask yourself. Do I like this company? It doesn't matter which company it is. Do I like this? Do I want to hold it for a long period of time? Because you just might have to hold it for a long period of time. The longest I've ever held anything was 9 months. That's it, 9 months. It's the longest I've ever held anything. And I've been investing for over 20 years. Okay, I have no desire to get married to a stock. Okay, that's just the way it is. Uh-oh, someone's coming out. And it's my honey. Yay!
Who'd you expect it to be?
I don't know, could have been someone else. All right, anyway. She called me a weirdo. All right, so that being said, the question is, do I like Macy's? I can buy it first thing Monday morning, $18.75. I can sell somebody the rights to buy it from me at $18.50 and collect 48 cents. That's over 1% per week. And the stock doesn't have to diddly squat nothing. It can even come down and I'll still make my money. Need some ketchup. He did that on purpose. He did it on purpose. He knew you came.
You did not go there.
They know you hate ketchup. That's why they do it.
Bastard.
Fight for freedom. Yep, he's laughing his ass off.
Yeah, wait till I find out where you live. I gotta talk with your name on it.
Anyway, so let's take a look at something else. Ooh, how about we look at Pfizer? Okay, Pfizer, what do you think? Shall we look at Pfizer? PFE. All right. Hey, Maddie Babe. Maddie Babe's here. All right. Tricks of the day trade. Following live. Well, thank you kindly. All right, last year, look where we were. First thing I want to see, where's the high? Where's the low? Where was it a year ago? Where is it now? A year ago, Pfizer was at the high of the year, $40.19. So you're ignoring the fundamentals of the company? Maddie Babe, let me ask you a question, Maddie Babe. In the fundamentals, does it have anything to do with them consistently increasing their dividends 50 consecutive years? It's a yes-no question. If the company is consistently increasing their dividends 50 consecutive years, why do I care about the fundamentals? If they're in business long enough, they're doing something right. Okay? If they're increasing consistently for 20 years or more, they're doing something right. So that's one of my only criteria. 20 years of increased dividends and weekly options. Okay, so let's take a look at Pfizer. Pfizer, high, 40.59 a year ago. Did nothing but drop and drop and drop while the dogs of the Dow had been long tried strategy. Yes, it's true. It's absolutely true. The dogs of the Dow is a long trusted strategy. The bottom of the year just so happens to be the bottom. Hey, Jacob Riley thinks this looks awesome. Yay, Jacob! Woohoo! All right. Works with the dogs roll over. Yeah, that's true. But does that give you 50% or more for returns? You should write a book. You have Einstein vibes. Yeah, I'm actually on book number 14. It's just about done. Okay. Now, everyone in my trading group will get a copy of it for them to review and to let me know what's missing before I offer it to the general public. What's the dogs of the Dow? Oh my goodness! All right, the Dow Jones is the top companies of the Dow. Okay. Now they're all competing for the top slots, and there's only a certain amount that can fit. So whatever doesn't make it. So if your fundamentals don't meet the criteria and you have a runner-up, okay, taking your place, you get tossed off the Dow list. You are not qualified to give investment advice. Hope no one is really paying attention. Well, thank you for that, Maddie Babe. I want to be in your trading group. Well, Big Ship, you can. Maddie Babe's not very happy because apparently I said something that he doesn't agree with. I have been in the industry for over 40 years. Okay, so what am I saying that's incorrect? Okay, have I said anything that's incorrect? I love your content. Well, thank you, Maddie Babe. I'm waiting. I have no problem whatsoever having a debate with someone who claims that I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, where am I wrong? Okay, if Pfizer is a decent company, they have a double green bottom here after a 90-day drop. Where is it going to go next? It goes to a bottom until we, the investors, say, wait a minute, that's too cheap. And then we start buying it. That's a good indication to jump in. And then we take a look at the seasonality chart. What is it doing? What has it done for the past 10 years consistently this time of year? Well, this time of year, consistently, it's gone sideways. So what am I expecting it to do the next couple of weeks? Go sideways or go up? But you said earlier you don't care if it's a decent company. Yeah. Is Pfizer a decent company? It's a yes-no. What is going to take to let you teach me? Well, if you really want to learn, you come up here to the what do you call it? So the bio, go to the 10-minute trader, and you click on the link where it says live trading now. Papa Jeff, I think your strategy goes against conventional wisdom. Doesn't make it wrong. Well, that's true. Macy's is not a very decent company these days. True. However, it doesn't change the facts. Fact number one, they've been in business for over 100 years. Fact number two, they have increased their dividends for more than 50 consecutive years. Fact number three, stocks go up, they go down. It's at a point in this moment in time where I'm making 2% on a weekly trade for Macy's. You still haven't said anything that's incorrect. Having 20 years is a decent company. In my opinion, it is. Remember, this is just my opinion. This trading strategy was created for a 9-year-old. Simple, safe, predictable, 1% per week. I'm still waiting for Matty Boy here to say something that's not true. Okay, so let's pull up Macy's. He doesn't seem to like Macy's. Okay, so Macy's, over the last 10 years, this is what the red line is. Okay, now, I want to be out of Macy's because Macy's is coming up to a downturn. I don't want to be there. All right? Matty Boy likes mustard. What do you think about Tesla? I don't do Tesla because Tesla doesn't pay out dividends. Okay, I like Macy's because Macy's does pay dividends. However, I don't like Macy's at this moment. 1% per week compound is a great return. Yes, it is. Do you publish any of the books? Yeah, I got 12 of them available on, hold on. All right, here it is, The 10-Minute Trader. Okay, books by James. Right there, you go to Amazon. There they are right there. I'm on book number 14. Don't need that, don't need that, don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. I do need that. Okay, so let's get back to where I were. So Matty Boy, you still haven't told me where I'm wrong. Okay, I like Macy's. Well, let's go back to Macy's. Because apparently Matty Boy don't like Macy's. All right, you got your 30-day high here. 19, right there. Okay, so your 30-day high over here, 30 days ago. 30-day bottom 2 weeks ago. We got 30-day high, what's you going to have? You're going to have profit taking. Well, that's exactly what happened. 30-day bottom, what's going to happen? People can say that's too cheap. Now, there have been talks about a company taking Macy's private. But Macy's says, oh, hell no. We'll go in and we'll buy our shares back at 24 cents a share. I mean, $24 a share. Matty Boy is 17 and still simulating trading. Okay. I'll make fun of the guy. He says he's been doing this for 40 years. Yet, he's at a loss for words at the moment because he hasn't said anything that I've said that was incorrect. Okay, if you don't like Matty Boy, if you don't like Macy's at $18.50, don't buy it. Okay, I wouldn't buy it right now. I'd wait for it to find a bottom. The 30-day bottom is here at, where is it? 18.30. We're at 18.53. Not quite 30-day bottom, but getting close. I would wait for it to turn around and start moving back up before I'd buy it. But I already own it, so I don't mind. And it gives me over 1% per week. I'm not seeing the problem. And just to let you know, it's almost 11:30. The wife just had her last cigarette for the night. So that means it's time for me to go to bed. Catch you guys again tomorrow, and we can do this whole thing again tomorrow. Maybe Matty Boy will show up and show me where I'm wrong. Okay, if you can prove that I'm wrong and I don't get 1% per week, fine. If you have something, anything that gets over 50% per week that's simple, safe, and predictable, I'm more than happy to take a look at it. But until then, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You're going to lose any sleep tonight over back? No, I think it's adorable that people have their own opinions. Everyone is perfectly in their right mind to be wrong. Nothing wrong with it at all. Okay, so Big Ship, you want to join the group? Join the group. You know, there's plenty of space. Where is it? Right here. You go to Dividend Stock Talk. No, not Dividend Stock Talk. That 10-minute trader. You go to the Trading Live online. It's right there. Click on that. That'll take you right to the live channel. All right, I'm done. You guys have a great night. I'll see you again tomorrow. Maybe Matty Boy will come back up with something to prove. Okay, until then, I'm just going to assume that he's unhappy that I'm teaching this stuff for free. Papa Jeff! Hey, winner 86. Nice going. Done over here. And done over here. Oops, done. And now. And right here.